and give us the ripple stand up and sit down effect. But as James says, Nelson Piquet, with lots of experience, this is the 20th time he has been in pole position, leading the rest of the 26 competitors up to the grid for 75 laps. It's one of the longer races, 195.75 miles. There shouldn't be too much of a fuel problem, but I'm quite sure we're going to have plenty of excitement with tyre changes, as we did in France, although currently no one is expected to make more than one stop. The lights for red, and go! And Mansell is away. He's been passed by Senna. He has been passed by Berger. He's been passed by both the McLarens. Piquet leads. Senna is second. Berger is third. A terrible start for Nigel Mansell, and a big coming together at Paddock.
Yes, big banging match towards the back of the field. Nigel Mansell looked as if he burnt his clutch on the line. He moved away quite well, then the car slowed down, and he does stand a chance as Mansell comes slowly trickling down the hill from Druids. But if he can cool his clutch down now, and we've possibly got a red flag.
Yes, we have got a red flag at the start and finish point, and black flags everywhere else around the circuit. The rule is that when the race is being stopped, as it is, that is the procedure.
And it looks like an action replay of 1976. Race stopped after a start line accident. And a very bad start for Nigel Mansell. Can this be his lucky day on the restart? He's going to have a second crack at it.
Yes, I remember casting my mind back, and incidentally, one of the problems was that one of the arrows went sideways, and it looks to me as though Jacques Laffite is trapped in his car there. There's Christian Danner running back. He's obviously the man that had the problem in the arrows, running back, and you may wonder why on earth he's got his steering wheel with him. The answer is that that's his personal one. They are detachable, and he's just going to slot it onto the spare car. But this is bad news. Out goes the arrows. That's Jonathan Palmer's Zakspeed in the foreground, and I am concerned at the present moment at the fact that all those marshals are around the Ligier of Jacques Laffite, which has obviously gone into the Armco heavily, and I fear that the ever-popular Frenchman, who in this race has, by starting it, equalled the all-time record of Graham Hill, 176 Grand Prix drives, may be in trouble. Well, there's Andrea de Cesaris walking away with his seat, or part of it, for the same reason that Christian Danner. So that means an Arrows has been involved. There's Danner. It means that I wonder what Christian Danner's rushing along like that for. Possibly to get to his spare car quickly. Well, it means there's an Arrows, and that's Derek Warwick. No, it's Nannini. It's Alessandro Nannini. So very clearly, both the Minardis have been involved. The Arrows of Danner has been involved. Jacques Laffite has been involved, and Palmer, and there's Boutsen. So that's the other Arrows. Well, of course, a lot of the drivers now, he's talking to Caspar Arne, who is responsible for the timing here. There is Nigel Mansell. Now, as James said, this may well have been Nigel's salvation. He's making the car finished signal across his chest. They're pushing his car away. Now, James, this is tremendously interesting, because it reminds me of the situation in 1976 when you went out and the British crowd nearly revolted when it was announced that you were not going to be allowed to start in the spare car.
That's right, there was a lot of confusion about the rules that day, and they didn't know, but obviously our main concern at the moment is for Jacques Laffite, but we're not in a position to give you any news. But in 76, at least I was able to restart in the car that I'd originally started in. I had suspension damage in a similar first corner accident, but Nigel, if he has done his clutch, which is what it looked like to me, is going to have to use the spare car. There's no question about that, because of course to change the clutch they've got to take the engine out and change the whole system, and they simply won't have time. Now there are the marshals, and the one thing that we can be confident of is that Laffite will be receiving the best possible attention with the British marshals are the best in the world, and we just await news. And here we see the start again. Now, we'll have a look to see if we can see how this accident developed. We see Mansell now, he got away cleanly off the line, but he's slowing down on the right-hand side at the top of your picture. And then, in fact, we're following the leaders, so we missed the accident, which happened under braking for Paddock Bend, coming into the corner. And at the front of the field, all is well and good. Good, clean start from that. There's Mansell just coming to the picture, going slowly with a queue forming behind him, and that may inadvertently have had something to do with the accident, because he was holding people up. He's going slowly up the hill on the left.
Well, as that finishes, one quick aside of interest is that if Nigel Mansell is going to have to start in the spare car, he must be praying for time, because that spare car is set up for Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet is the team leader. Nelson Piquet therefore has the access by right to the spare car, and it will be set up for him. And if it has got to be changed, the pedals have got to be changed, the seat has got to be changed, the windscreen has got to be changed, and that takes time. But there's going to be about half an hour, I think. Indeed, as I talk to you, I get the official information that there is going to be an official delay as Nigel Mansell talks to Alan Henry of Motoring News and Peter Windsor. Well, very, very unfortunate this, to put it mildly, because a lot of people out there around the circuit will be relying on the excellent public address system here to keep them informed. They've seen the cars not at all. They heard them approach and just then see, well, they have seen them go by, but not at full racing speed for the whole lap, because the flags were out very, very quickly indeed. And we are waiting.